Hi there, Michael A. Stelzner coming at you today to talk about Twitter. Yes, you've been hearing about Twitter, you're probably even on Twitter, but today I'm going to talk about a lot of things, tips, tactics, strategies that I use to build many thousands of followers on Twitter. I'm going to get into some of the not so obvious things about how to tweak your profile, use custom backdrops, some of the more basic things like retweeting. Then I'm going to get into some of my strategy that I use to build up many thousands of followers using Twitter. And I'm also going to talk about some tools that will help you boost your productivity and your management of your entire Twitter experience. So let's get started. Here I am on the Twitter homepage, and if you do not have an account, it's just a matter of going to twitter.com, as you see right up on here, and then clicking the Get Started Join button. And when you click on that, it's just going to ask you for some very basic information. And let's just go ahead and do this real quick. Okay, so here we are on the Twitter sign up page, and they're asking you for your full name and your username and your password. Now, your full name is going to end up showing up next to your profile, and your username can be either you, your company. If you have a very common name like Jim Smith or something, you're going to have to figure out some creative use of your name. One thing you want to keep in mind is that it is totally okay to have a Twitter identity for a business or for an individual. But just keep in mind that people in social media interact with people, not businesses, so it might be wise for you to brand your individual name on Twitter if you are a sole proprietor or a small company. But if you're working for a larger organization, it might make sense for you to have a Twitter ID for your company. And your username is going to be literally just twitter.com/username. Now, from a search engine optimization perspective, it might make sense for you to use some sort of underspace inside your name, like I use Mike underspace Stelzner, and then create your password and use your email address and hit create my account. Now, I'm going to go ahead and log into my account so you can actually see what it looks like. So let me just go ahead and type in my information here and hit the sign in button. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is that when somebody comes to your Twitter page, they're going to see the look and feel and identity that you have set in place for them to see. Another way to say this is that you can create a unique look for your Twitter page that's totally different than other people's Twitter page. Let me just give you an example. I'm going to click on this little name here that says KI2M My Life, and we'll see that this guy's identity looks totally different. It's just a simple little green background. Let me just click on this one that says Tamaraland, and we're going to see that that person's identity looks totally different. And as you click on different people, you can see that different people use different images to convey whatever it is that they're about. Here's one that says Career Guide. So some of the more attractive looking ones are going to get more followers. For example, let's just see what Guy Kowalski looks like. Now, if you don't know who Guy Kowalski is, he has this website called alltop.com, and it's all about aggregating content. He's got a pretty cool looking one. And if we go to ProBlogger, which is Darren Rouse's, and by the way, here's an example of a guy who uses his identity as not his name, but as his website. And you can see we've got his mugshot here. So going back to the home page here, this is Twitter. And simply said, Twitter is just an ongoing stream of information, kind of like a chat session. And you'll see all these different people here. And if I hit the refresh button, you'll see that I'm going to have even more different things coming up here on the screen. Now my, there we go. So all the people's names have changed. I'm only seeing the tweets of people that I'm following. And tweets is another word for the status updates that people are putting in. And you can see that when you see a status update, it tells you when that status update happened. Now, if I want to, I can click on someone like David here, and I can actually look at his feed here, and I can see all the things that he tweeted about over the last hours or days. This is kind of interesting if you just want to follow certain people and you think that those people are providing really valuable information. You can just keep an eye on them. Now, once you've signed up for Twitter, and you find someone that's interesting, you'll notice that right underneath their picture is this little button that says follow, following. Now, if I can find somebody that I'm not following, like let's try David Rosenberg, I'm not following him. So you see how it says follow, you put your mouse over it, you click on it, and bada boom, all of a sudden you're following this new guy, David Rosenberg. And you'll see it says I'm now following David Rosenberg. I'm going to unfollow him just because I really don't know who this person is. So Twitter is made up of literally millions of different people that are talking, if you will, or chatting in 140 characters or less. And when you type something in here, I am working on, if I can only type, on a Twitter tutorial. If I could spell tutorial, let's see how, as I'm typing here, the number of characters is reducing because I only have 140 characters to work with. So let's talk about your profile. When you click on profile, once you're logged into Twitter, it's going to come up with some information like your name, your location, your website address, and your biography. And in order to fill out your profile, what you want to do is go under settings. So you've logged into Twitter, and under settings you're going in here and you're identifying some attributes. Like my one-line bio is author of the book, writing white papers, organizer of large summits, and a dad. Now let me just give you some tips, some marketing tips. Because you are a person communicating with other people on Twitter, you should add something personal in there, like a mom, a dad, a father of 3. Those kind of things actually just add a little more personableness to your biography. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is that you only have one website address that you can link to in Twitter. Now I've got like 4 or 5 or 6 different websites. I choose to have my blog be the destination that everybody goes to if they want to learn more about me. But what I also do, and by the way, you'll notice here I am on my profile page. Here's all the tweets that I've been twittering about today. And then over here is a link to my blog. Now over here in this graphical background, I've also included whitepapersource.com, my YouTube channel, and a link to my book. But these are not graphical links. These are just, what I mean is these are not clickable links. Instead, these are just part of a big graphic that I've created and thrown into the background. And I'm going to talk about the backdrop here in a second. But just realize that when somebody comes to your page, you want to have an attractive looking photograph of you. And you notice I use a bigger version of the graphic here and a little one here. And it's really easy to set up your picture. You just click on settings and then you click on picture. And currently it says Twitter is over capacity. By the way, this is known as the fail whale. So every once in a while you're going to see that Twitter, because it's so darn popular, runs into problems. And usually all you got to do is refresh and it comes back up. So it's just a matter of just hitting the browse button and selecting a picture and popping it in there, and that's it. And the picture can be actually relatively high res. So anyways, I put that little thumbnail picture in there, and that picture is consistent with the picture that I have here. And whenever anybody sees a tweet from me, they see my picture just like I see theirs. And that mugshot hopefully will become something that you'll remember.